Second. Today's shall be Bucket Hat Splash and Sauce Eats. Bucket Hat Splash because you part of the reason I made this video. You know, one thing I'm always talking about in these videos, or I just talk about a lot, is like I would get so many more videos made if I recorded myself all the time. Because I really do be talking to myself like I'm recording video. Just out of nowhere for no reason. I'm just copying someone else's style the way I'm talking right now. So I'm definitely gonna give it a shout out this time to do something like this. If you like this. But like, you know what? Why don't I give it a try? Since right now I'm just doing the dishes, or at least rinsing them off first. I like to make sure I rinse them all off to get them pretty much as spotless as possible. That way the wash machine can make sure they're washed thoroughly and also get some grease off. Not much, but some, especially when you use higher pressure on the thing. The hose that we have. Hose. Because I know some people don't have that a part of their sink. I've been doing multiple. Like, we have multiple apartments and houses that don't have that, so you can be this man never seen it before. And also because like we refer to it as other things, like how British people call it chips, so I'm just showing it. But the point is, I figure, you know what? Why don't I give it a try today? I've been wanting to make multiple videos, but I keep getting distracted. But you know, I decided on a video I want to make, being that, you know, being like, to give this explanation real quick. I was watching a video about like how Bucket Hat Splash, about how living in my universe is kind of trash because like you have a quirk, it's bad, and like you might just be like look like a bird with a head, and like if you're quirkless, imagine having everyone else around you have quirks but you don't. So like it sucks to be there, and there are also other things. I'm not gonna say watch the entire video. Go watch it. Probably gonna put it in the link below. But the point is, he was pretty much giving like like being like, oh yeah, it would suck to be there. And one thing I thought about, right, I was like, you know what, that is true. I'm actually gonna switch the lighting real quick. Cause I'm not really using that light right there. It'd be better if I use this one. So, and I'm not just talking about for like actual facing, but also just general, like make more sense. But that's besides the point. The point is, I was watching it like, yeah, I agree, but you know what you realize, like, you might, being quirkless is like a double weapon, double-sided weapon, because like, something I realized is that some quirkless people still look like they have a quirk. Because, fun fact, right, this may have been disproven, but, you know, the last few times I checked up on it, right, this is true. Tokoyami, the bird guy in Class 1A, like, he doesn't have a face of a bird because of his quirk. That's just how he looks. Which is kind of sad to think about. And it's probably where you heard some jokes. I don't actually think I heard any jokes like this. Or not jokes, but like people questioning it, and maybe some comments making jokes about it. Funny enough, no one made that like a ghetto joke about it. But it was like, you know, does his quirk have to have a bird and like the bird aesthetic because he has to have a bird, or is that just how his quirk is? Because like his head of a bird has nothing to do with his quirk. And it made me realize, like, because I was gonna be like, you know what, being quirky is pretty decent because you don't have to worry about like having some weird genetic thing where it's like you just look weird, which may hinder what you're like growing strong. Because like Deku is really strong. Like, I'm pretty sure if I recall correctly, like we see him take down 0-pointers or like something else. I'm pretty sure they like directly are like 0-pointers in a sports festival with ease and like cutting them in half with like a slab of metal. So like he is really strong, and then we also know plenty of other things. And like, from what we've seen, he's probably one of the physically strong, like even without his quirk, probably one of the physically strongest people in the verse. I would say the physically strongest without quirks. And then with quirks, of course, he's not. I mean, well, if you include One for All, he is, but you don't, then of course he's not. But like, he's one of the like physically strongest there. When you don't even include his quirk. And I was like, well, you take that into account, quirkless people might have it better off because they can pretty much get super strength just by training. But then, I realized something. Because of Tokonami. And I was like, wait a second. Now that if you think about it, right? It said that 80% of people don't have quirks. And I think I talked about it in video. I don't know if I ever posted it. Probably did. Probably like scrap video. Or a video from my other channel, which I really did like private little videos because I was like, ooh, these are bad. But I'm gonna delete them actually. Because I don't want them. But I was like, talking about it. What was I saying? That both fell down. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, but I was like, when they say 80% of people don't have a quirk, they're probably including people who are like, A, have their quirk stolen, or B, like, are from older generations, right? When you say like 80%, it's not just like, oh, 80%, like in our generation, like 80% is still alive. And that's probably why we don't see so many, because like, some of them could just be really old, and it's not just, it's also worldwide, and not just in Japan. So, it was like, that's probably the reason why we don't see so many quirkless people. But then, now I'm thinking about it, like, imagine being born in My Hero Academia universe, not only being quirkless, but having it be revealed that you are quirkless, but you have a head of a bottle, or like a Windex bottle. But like, I know that we see him actually squirt his head. That doesn't sound right. Or like squeeze this part of it. It's not screwed on for some reason. Don't know who did that. But like I know we see him squeeze that part of his head, but like, imagine if like you didn't have a quirk, your head just looked like this. Or like, imagine not having a quirk, but your arms are like Pringle cans. That would suck so bad. But I think it's so funny because it's like another way you can just be done over in the My Hero verse. Look, I'm not gonna copy one again. I'm gonna copy the video. But he lists multiple reasons why it just sucks. And that's just another way. And it's also funny to think about is like, you know what sucks even more on top of that? Until recently, like I'm literally talking like recently, you couldn't use your quirk for like out in public, like anything job related or anything like that. Like you had to like, unless you was a hero, you couldn't use your quirk out in public. Which have to suck. Like that just another way to screw over. Like just be like, wow, I just hate my life. At least in Japan. We don't know about other places. But it's like, at least in Japan, it's like, yeah, you don't get to use your quirk out in public. And like, wow, it must be hilarious to think about. And like, when you imagine going in that world and being like, take for instance a chocolate family, being like, yeah, we're struggling, but we'll make do. And the main reason you're struggling is because I can't use our quirks. Like that's hilarious to me. Being like, yeah, not only can you get screwed over from like 1,000 other things, but like also like even you do have a quirk that do have a practical purpose, you can't use it. And if you're struggling, you can't use it anyways. Like, and then let's say you're getting robbed, but you got like super speed, so it's not to the extent of like, oh, I can be like Ida level, but it's like it's to the extent where like most people won't be able to catch up to you, right? Imagine being robbed at like knife point and just having to like either give the person their money or just wait there because like if someone catches you running away from there, you will do jail time even if the person robbing you do jail time. It's hilarious. Now, to be fair, it's not the most scuffed universe. In my opinion, like, it's Berserk, right? It is probably either Berserk or JJK. Now, JJK really, it sucks, but it more just sucks for sorcerers. Everyone else is just like a very, like, it doesn't really affect them on a daily basis. But when it do, that's when it sucks. Because, like, imagine being a regular guy and just looking, like, in the Shibuya incident, you managed to survive, but, like, during that day, you just look beside your self, and you have, like, your best friend, y'all came out to party, and then his head you just get blown off. Like, you don't see them, just like a person, like, you don't see anything, it's just his head blown off. Like, I think Sona was able to be seen. I think the only people was, like, they didn't get to see the cursed spirits. They could only see, like, mutated humans. So, like, imagine if, like, a curse, like, that has to be terrifying. Like, we've seen people, like, get terrified from it, but, like, just imagine, like, just the, like, the PTSD from it. And not even that, like, imagine, like, going to therapy for it, and everyone, like, man, that's not what happened, that can't happen. Or something like that. Like, you have to, like, live with the fact that that happened, but no one will believe you. That would suck. And then the life of a sorcerer sucks. Like, that's just, like, you kind of saw for that. Like, no offense. Like, no offense, but, like, sign up for everybody seeing sorcerer. And I always wonder how much money do sorcerers get. Like, I don't know that much about video game off the top of my head. I was like, maybe power scaling and the rules of the system, but, like, I don't know, like, in detail ruling in my head, but, like, that has to be hilarious, right? To be like, yeah, I lost an arm and a leg fighting this cursed spirit, and then someone asks you, like, how much you get paid for that, by the way? You're like, oh, let's see, I'm in America. It'd be a lot in Japan, but, like, I get paid $5 an hour. That isn't a lot in Japan. But, like, imagine that, and just, like, yeah, I lost my arm and my leg fighting a cursed spirit. How much you get paid for it? I got paid $5 an hour, and that was, like, a 3-hour fight, so I got paid $15, which is a decent amount of money in Japan as far as I'm aware, but, like, also isn't worth the pay. And the same thing with heroes, right? Because, like, we know heroes can get a lot of money and whatnot, hence, like, the thing we're staying, like, they're only doing it for the fame and the money. But, like, here's something I thought about, like, when I was thinking about how bad it would be to live in the My Heroverse, because that video, and it was like, you know, Uraraka's plan wasn't to earn money when being a hero by, like, actually working as a hero. Her plan was to earn money while being a hero by using her license to help her family out, like, to, like, work at the construction site. Which, first of all, like, if heroes can get away with just doing that most of the time, that had, like, I would be livid too, right? As, like, the meta human liberation front, where it's like, or Stain, where it's like, yeah, no, heroes just spend 50, like, can spend an entire week, like a 9 to 5, just working and just using, like, just doing nothing but work. I would be kind of mad. It's just like, well, why don't I just let everyone use a quirk at that point? But it's funny to think about, like, the fact that she was like, you know what would be more probable than being, like, a hero full time? What if I just worked for my family and just use my quirk legally? That's something interesting to think about. And while I'm thinking about it, like, I saw a video by, I think it's called Huncho619, and, like, if Deku really work at fast food. I left a comment in the video. Let's see if you can find it. But on that comment, I was like, you know, like, Deku is better off getting, like, a construction type job, because he borderline have super strength anyways. Which made me realize something, now, like, when I'm thinking about it just now. I was like, you know, It's also kind of scuffed having a quirk in My Hero when, like, assuming a quirkless person doesn't have like a mutation to look like a bird head or something like that. A quirkless person could just steal your flow. Like, I mean, like, you can have super strength to, like, let's say, yeah, when you don't, like, when you activate it, you can lift the refrigerator, but normally with one hand, but normally you might not be able to, right? But then you have, like, Deku without needing to do that, just like, oh, you need to lift the refrigerator, just like, literally can throw it with one hand. It's has to suck, because, like, yeah, of course it takes time, like, they will have to train for the results, but, like, you know they're gonna get paid less. But let's already start with the fact that, like, you know, well, you can't use, like, until recently, yeah, I couldn't use that for the job anyways. But, like, if you go by recently, where it seems like, oh, they're allowing people to use their court out in public for, like, their job and things like that, right? Then, like, you're definitely gonna, like, if we saw more corporate people, they're definitely gonna get paid more than you because, like, I mean, they're gonna get more higher than you because, like, well, you're telling me that, like, for, granted, he's a teenager, right? But, like, it's like, oh, wait, you're quirkless? And you're only, like, what, 18? Yeah, you know what? Go train for, like, 10 months, and then you work for me. And then you're having someone that, like, equally capable as someone with a quirk, but they willing to, like, work for less because they're gonna have a hard time finding a job, especially now. But then, even worse, before then, because, like, take the same scenario, but now they're gonna get paid more than you, despite you having the ability to do the same, because they can just downright do it. It's also even funnier because, like, especially in Deku case, because, like, he could replace the job of heavy machinery and multiple people with work. Like, he could be, like, someone who protects the people there, right? Someone who bring notoriety to your business, someone who do majority of the work, someone who have great planning skills and whatnot. Like, Midoriya would be an absolute great hire at, like, a construction site. Which, now that I think about it, it would be funny if Hirokoshi does not take that way, because, like, you know, the obvious thing where, like, oh, he's posting Royal Rock, I think that's pretty much been hammered down, especially when you accept that the only other person who, like, you could have possibly like, oh yeah, canonically he should end up with being Toga is now dead. Like, as far as we, like, I've been reading the recent chapters, and unless I'm misinterpreting it, she is dead. So, like, yeah, no, he most likely, like, 95%, especially with all the hinting they've been giving him, is gonna end with Uraraka, and the idea that, like, he does not have Deku work or a father will be so hilarious if he does not do that. It's just an easy thing to see. Like, I'm not even just talking about, like, oh, you know, now that I think about it, I mean, like, as a creator, you should have been thought about this. Like, quite frankly, it would be so funny. Like, I'm not even, like, this is in the video, but that would be so hilarious if he does not do that. I don't know what I'm gonna title this video. Probably gonna be like My Hero, probably a bird. I mean, does Dark Shadow have a head of a bird because Tokiyami has a bird head, or is it just a bird head because it's Dark Shadow? Like, does Dark Shadow have a head bird head because Tokiyami, or does it already have it? And I answer that question because I don't think anyone have the answer to that. I think, well, actually, I think Horikoshi said that it's just a coincidence that, like, Dark Shadow also has a hair bird. It's, like, not related. I think that's the case, or at least I think that's a, like, general accepted answer, being like, well, since it's not, like, his head isn't corresponding to his quirk, So like, why would it correspond to his head? But I could be wrong. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching today's video. Tell me you like this. I'm gonna record another one like this. I stopped rinsing all the dishes because I got focused on this. But once again, today's shoutouts was Bucket Hat Splash. I think that's correct. And I forgot the other one. I hope I said that right. Yeah, Bucket Hat Splash and Sauce Eats. I think that's the one I said. Yeah, Sauce Eats. Their link will be in the description below, and most likely the video I was talking about that's mainly inspired this video will be there too. With that, I'll see y'all next time for a different video where I don't imitate another YouTuber for half the video.